What's up, Cancer? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. All right, guys, so this is going to be your September mid-month, okay? So let's see what's going on with you guys. Now, guys, when I do the mid-months, it's going to be usually from the 15th of the month that I'm doing it to the 15th of the next month, okay? Now, let's see what's up. This will be for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Whatever comes out, comes out. Okay, and for anybody who is interested in getting a personal reading from me, at the end I do have a few updates in regards to how to get a hold of me, so please listen to everything so you know exactly what to expect from me, the wait times, you know, things about emergency readings, so that we are all up to date. Okay, all right, Cancer, so let's see what's up. What is going on with the sign of Cancer, September 2018, mid-month. So this will be about September 15th to October 15th. What is up with my Cancers? What is going on with the sign of Cancer? And guys, please keep in mind, this is a general reading. There's no way in hell that I can make this resonate with all of the people viewing. But my intention is to always reach out to those that truly need this message. But anytime you guys need accuracy, that's what the personal readings are for, okay? Okay, guys, let's see what's up here. So the energy that we have is the Strength card, okay? So with the Strength card, there is going to be resilience that you guys feel. You guys going in a particular direction and really having a lot of strength in every step that you take. For some of you, this could be you directly dealing with the Leo, okay? Now we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, the Chariot in the reverse, and the Judgment card in the reverse. So there's something that you guys are really strong against that you know you just kind of have to take a halt. It's a bad decision. It would create a lot of chaos. But when you guys decide that this is bad for you and you don't go on a particular, you know, if you don't go on a particular path, let's say, you have a huge success. You have a huge victory. So what is it that you guys need to be aware of this month? Let's see. Now going into your past, guys, you have the Three of Pentacles. And with the Three of Pentacles, this is a sense of building with someone or maybe building within a business, but your ideas being heard out, this sense of good back and forth, you know, just being able to bounce ideas off of another person. It could be social events that cause a lot of good connections for you. This could be possibly some of you getting engaged, maybe marriages, or just events that you're attending. So let's see what this is about. We have the King of Swords in the reverse. So something that you guys are trying to build, but for half of you, it could have been you building something where there was someone who was just very selfish, very abusive, just looking out for themselves and nobody else. Or maybe there was something that you were trying to build and you had that energy. Now, in my opinion, the King of Swords in the reverse is probably one of the cruelest energies that you could find, you know, in the tarot decks. But it could come across, you know, in two different ways. One, it could just be a person who's just being very malicious and they don't necessarily have a reason to be so awful. Or it could be someone that's been through hell and back and they get to the point where they're just not going to take anyone's shit anymore, okay? So it really just depends what side of the spectrum you guys are on here. And we have the Seven of Swords. So there's something here that's being built, but there's secrets. Someone's being selfish. Someone's only looking out for themselves and only interested in things that will benefit them directly. But you guys, again, you see that and you put yourself at a standstill. But I feel that you get to the point where you decide this is something you really just have to let go of, whether it's something that you choose to do or that you're kind of just forced to do. Why is this Ace of Cups in the reverse here? Ooh, cards are falling all over the place. There we go. You guys have the Six of Cups in the reverse. So whatever this is, I feel like you're doing your best to end it amicably. And you have the Devil card. So this is something toxic. This is something that could have brought out the worst in you. And it doesn't have to be something that's openly just, you know, very toxic, because sometimes toxicity comes in very, very subtle ways where it's like, okay, well, I'm just having one drink today. or, you know, tomorrow I'll have 2 drinks, and you slowly kind of build it up to where it can become something that is detrimental to your life. But in this case, it's just something that is putting you on the wrong path, okay? Something that's just not helping you to get to where you want to be in life. Something that just has a lot of illusions that you guys know you have to move past, whether it's someone that needs to move past you or something that you guys have to move past. But we have the Justice card in the reverse, Temperance card in the reverse. Your soul is not at ease with whatever this was. All right. Definitely a lot of recklessness here with the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So it could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini that you guys were dealing with. But whatever this is, guys, it was bringing out the nasty in somebody. These cards here with the Knight of Swords in the reverse and, you know, the King of Swords in the reverse, they're very intellectual people most of the time, if not the most intellectual people in the entire deck. But, you know, when their energy is in the reverse, this is someone that's usually very smart, that is just running into something, and there's all these, you know, catastrophes and mistakes happening because they're not fully thinking about what they're running into. Why is this Knight of Swords in the reverse here? We have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Six of Swords. Now, we have the Knight of Cups in the reverse, which for some of you could mean, if this is within love, you could have been unfaithful to someone, or maybe you were single and just, you know, dating a few people at once, which I don't see as anything wrong as long as everybody's aware. Okay, for others of you, maybe this is you within work where you were seen as unreliable or did something that you know yourself you were unreliable. If, you know, just to be fair, the only cards that show like a player or promiscuous energy is water and fire. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It could be somebody else that was kind of playing with your heart or who's unreliable. But whether it's in regards to unreliability or promiscuity, it just wasn't working for you, and it could have been something that was difficult for you to move away from, but you guys got past it, okay? In the present moment, a fallout that you're having with someone, with the Lovers card, it doesn't have to literally be lovers. It could be a close friend, a family member, a job, maybe a committee that you're removing yourself from because you just don't want the bullshit. And, you know, the second that you let go of this, you have a lot of stability, and bam, okay, you have the King of Cups and you have the Three of Cups. There's expansion, there's growth, there's a lot you're able to do for yourself. So let's clarify this Lovers card in the reverse and see what it's going to apply to in your life. We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse, which is you guys coming out of something where you felt stuck, where maybe you weren't seeing the truth of a situation, or maybe you were just mentally stagnant with whatever this was, not being able to get past it. And the Eight of Cups. So definitely something that you guys are walking away from that I really don't see working for you. Something that was just making you feel very lost. Okay, we have the Sun card in the reverse, so it's very clear that whatever this was, it was blocking your blessings. Now, this is the center of your reading, so this is what everything is going to tie into. So it's just kind of like a continuation of your regular September reading that I put out, where there was something that was blocking you and something that you guys were aware of. So let's see why this is here. The Judgment card in the reverse. So you took a step back, guys, and you said, look, I looked at this as a whole, and it's just not something that's going to work for me. It's something that's blocking who I'm meant to be or where I'm meant to go. So you guys cut that off. So something's strongly getting cut out. And by you guys letting something go, with the Tower card in the reverse, you're completely moving away from something that would have been catastrophic. Now, the only downside here is that as you move forward, you could be holding on to the emotions of whatever you have to let go of. Okay? And Cancer is just the way that you guys love. You guys don't love in a way where you can just let go of something, or if you're very invested in something, it's not something that you guys can just turn off and forget. You know, you guys are very emotional beings, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. It's just that you guys have the strength to be vulnerable with your emotions and to be able to say, I feel this way. Okay, and that's power. That's never a bad thing. Because I know you guys get shit sometimes for, you know, just being an emotional sign, which isn't true. Okay, well, yeah, it is true at times, but I feel that it takes strength to really put forth the emotion that you truly feel, because just with our generation, just with the world in general, it's like people want to have a contest of who can care the less, and that's bullshit. You know, that's just a shitty environment to live in. It's a shitty, you know, perspective in life. And I think the person who wins is the person who was able to really put their heart out there with whatever it was. So don't change because of that. And I don't want you guys to, you know, deter yourself from being open with others or just with other opportunities because of things from the past. Just learn your lessons, keep it moving, and keep showing the love that you want to, because you will find something that does match you, okay? We have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, so you guys could really be feeling a huge loss within abundance. Maybe it's a monetary loss, but, you know, it could be emotional as well. All right, but there is things here, and yes, guys, I did shuffle this very well, but with the Hermit card in the reverse, there is just things that you were not aware of, or that people were not aware of about you. Now we have the King of Pentacles. For some of you, maybe you're dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. For others of you, you know, there could have been something here that you let go of, that you're unhappy about, that you see as a waste of time. But it's actually going to bring in a new start where there could be immense financial stability, or just stability within your life, because the King of Pentacles, you know, in my opinion, is going to be the most stable person, okay, just in regards to how they're living life. But you guys find, again, stability once you let this go. And the King of Cups. So I don't care if you're, you know, a male or a female. The way I look at cards when, you know, you do Page, Knight, Queen, King, is just a level of the energy that a person can put forth. So with the King, I don't look at it as male or female. I kind of just look at it as, you know, this is the most powerful you can be, and all of us can come to that position, okay? Now going forward, guys, the first card that we have is the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So there's just really something here that was throwing you guys off, okay? And, you know, I'll go forward a little bit just because I see something beautiful coming out of this. You have the Four of Cups in the reverse, and you have the Star card. So something that you're upset about, you know, possibly walking away from, but because you walk away from it, you're able to accept something that is really within the realm of your dreams, of what you wanted for the future. All right, you have the Two of Wands in the reverse. It was just a lost cause, a lost path, okay? And you have the King of Pentacles. So for some of you, again, it could have been Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, but there's a beautiful new start that comes out of letting something go here. Okay, so what is it that you guys are accepting at this point with that Four of Cups in the reverse? It could also be an offer that you guys make that is accepted. Okay, so maybe you're applying for a job, and this is them calling you back, but you're realizing that something was a waste of time or effort here. Okay, so you're not moving forward towards it anymore. Okay, you have the Fool card. You have the Two of Cups in the reverse, so it's just something that would have just been very detrimental to the path that you want moving forward. And I feel like you guys are heartbroken or just really disappointed in something that didn't work out, but that's what's leading you to this. You guys actually have a very similar reading to Virgo, so maybe some of you were, you know, talking to Virgos, working with them, guys, but this is avoiding all conflict. Now you have the Six of Wands, you have the Star card, you have the Five of Swords in the reverse. And before moving forward, I just want to say, because a lot of people usually go off when I get reversals like this, and they're like, Lissette, shuffle your deck. Oh my God, this is so awful. Guys, when you truly learn, you know, how to read tarot, especially if it's something that you already do, you will know that some reversals are amazing to have. Okay, so some reversals are really good. There's a lot of cards about conflict and betrayal, things like that. So when you get cards like that in the reverse, it's a very good thing. So, you know, I feel like a lot of people just in this world will want to just re-record this and say, okay, I'm only going to put out a reading where there's going to be a lot of upright cards. I don't do that. I don't sugarcoat. Okay, I'm always going to give you guys exactly what it is, because how can you deal with life if you're sugarcoating it? Life will never sugarcoat itself for you. Okay, but again, guys, there's something that just was not working, that it was holding you back, and because you let it go, even if you're in pain, you get something you really, 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 really wanted. Okay, and I always tell you guys to look out for things like that. If you release a person, or if you know, let go of a job, or if you end a friendship, and then all of a sudden all these doors open for you, Hello, okay? You were definitely getting blocked by something. But in this case, you guys are removing that blockage. Again, you have that victory. You have that success that comes in. All right, you guys have strength at the end of all of this. So that was actually your energy, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Or maybe it's a card that came up before. Now I don't remember. But still, you guys are going through something with a lot of resilience. So that's very, very good, okay? But yeah, there's something that you guys were turning your back on and that you had to fall out of. If it's within love, it was a third-party relationship that wasn't working for you. If it's within business, then you had to let something go, a job go, or maybe if you're a boss, you let a coworker go. If this is a group of friends or maybe even family members, because we think that, you know, we have to deal with family because they're blood. Bullshit, okay? If someone's not, you know, in accordance with your vision, if they're trying to hold you back, you got to let them go. I don't give a crap who they are. Okay, but there's something that once you turn your back on it, you guys have expansion. All right, so this is a good thing. And this, you know, you guys have a very similar reading to Virgo. So, you know, something that I said is that once you guys let this go, you have a lot coming in. And at first, you know, sometimes when we lose things in life, we just see it as such a detriment. But we're only seeing so much in the future, to the point where all we see is pain, all we see is disappointment, not realizing that this is opening up something that's so good for you. You have to understand that whatever in life is meant for you, whether it's a career or a person, okay, if it's meant for you, it is yours. You don't have to go nuts fighting over it. It's not something that you're going to be crying or just tossing and turning and just miserable towards getting it. Life is not meant to be that hard. And once you realize that and you cut out people that make it that hard, you get so many good blessings in exchange, okay? So you guys were just letting go of something that was holding you back. And look, even at the bottom of the reading now, you have the Four of Swords in the reverse. So you put a lot of thought into this. This isn't something that you guys let go of lightly. All right, I see that very clearly. And you had a lot of back and forth. You know, what's the best way to move forward? And the best way for you to move forward and to succeed is to just let it go. Whatever it is, just let it go. Okay. All right. So let's see what your card of guidance is going to be. I'm using Earth Magic Oracle deck by Stephen D. Farmer. Where are my cards? Okay. So let's see what's up, Cancer. What card of guidance does the sign of Cancer need to see for September mid-month 2018? Okay. All right, so not only is there a person or a situation that's getting in the way of what it is that you want, but there's a certain move that you guys need to make, a certain action that you need to take. But before you guys take that step towards whatever it is that you want, you know, especially with leaving whatever it is that you need to leave, there needs to be that time of stillness, that pause, that quietness where you say, okay, that was a roller coaster and a half. Here I am. You know, based on where I am right now, realistically, how can I move forward in a way that I can control my environment? How can I move forward in a way that I can build? And that's the most important thing, where you guys have to realize that there's certain things at this point that will be out of your control. And right now, the biggest thing is, what path do I take? But there needs to be that sense of silence, and silence can be the most deafening and most uncomfortable feeling sometimes. But I assure you guys, once you are comfortable with yourself, just sitting in silence, you don't need that good morning text message. You don't need someone by your side to give you that, you know, bodily warmth. That is when you get so much power over yourself, okay? There's nothing that I see more as weakness than someone who lets a situation go, especially within love, and they automatically jump into something else. That shows a need to have someone else in your life. And at the end of the day, guys, we're all we have. Yes, we can have a husband or a wife. Yes, we can have kids and parents and, you know, all these friends. But at the end of the day, when shit gets rough, you need to be able to depend on yourself more than anyone else. Okay, so you need to really have that backbone where you realize I am my best friend and no one's going to look out for me more than me. And that's the problem here. There's been a lot of commotion. There's been a lot going on. And I don't feel like you guys have taken that second to just stop. And if you feel like you have taken that second to stop, ask yourself, was I really still in that moment? Or was I on Facebook? Was I watching, Game of Thrones? Was I doing something that was keeping my mind distracted? Was I reading a book? Was I doing something? The stillness that you need is going to be a meditative state for you guys where you just face yourself. And that can be uncomfortable because I feel like our biggest enemy sometimes can be the demons within us, but it's not a matter of fighting your demon. It's a matter of taming your demon, because I don't think they ever truly go. I don't think that there's, one person in this world, although we can say maybe Buddha or other people, although they have a questionable past too, but whatever. I don't want to get deep into this, but I don't feel that there's many people in this world that don't have some sort of demon that they had to deal with in their past. Even people that are so spiritually involved, they had to go through some shit to get to that level, okay? So I wasn't trying to say anything to offend anyone, because if I had to choose a religion, it would definitely be the Buddhist religion, because I think it's such a beautiful religion, okay? Now, stillness. That's what you guys need. That's what you don't have right now. That is what's getting in the way of your passion, your creativity, whatever it is that you guys are trying to build right now. And we have the Solitude card in the reverse. So you guys, the biggest problem is that you lost that connection to yourself of what you truly want. Maybe you've been around something or someone so long that it has deterred you from who you truly are. Okay, and it's tough to come back from that sometimes, because it's one thing to physically get yourself out of something, but the biggest battle is always going to be mental. And whatever this was just not aligning you to who you truly had to be. Once you realize that, that is when you get to this place of communion where you have this connection between you, between your spirituality, between the universe, and you know which path your soul is trying to get you towards. But you guys really have to listen to that. I actually made a post about that not too long ago on my Instagram, High Vibrations 44, where we really just have to be aware of what's not working for us and things that we have to drop and things that are uncomfortable for us so that we can move to a better place. That's why what you guys want may not be happening. Your soul is trying to warn you of something. There's something in your life that you have the feeling towards, where there's going to be, even if it's the slightest bit, but there's going to be that hesitation towards it. And you already know. All right? You have the wolf instinct here. You guys know what the setback is. You guys know what's holding you back. That is the only thing getting in the way of your rebirth, of your new journey. And I don't know if it's because, I'm a Taurus and I just have such a hustle mentality. But I've always felt that Taurians and Cancers, we process feelings in similar ways. Okay? Even if we don't display it in similar ways, we can take it in similar ways. And we only have this one life, and I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, feel that every single person in this planet, or on this planet rather, has something big that they're meant to do. A lot of us don't necessarily realize that potential because we get in our heads, and maybe the society that we grow up in or the people that we're around hold us back from that. But you guys have something big that's meant to be done, and I think love is great, and I think friends are great, and I think that exploring and traveling and doing all of that is great. But I think it's more beautiful when you find your purpose first, okay? Because you can be so focused on love where you kind of put yourself on the back burner, and something that, let's say you would have been the CEO of something, or you would have started this huge nonprofit company, but you were too distracted. And that's something that, at this point I've learned from, but I was kind of hard on myself, and I'm like, crap, my biggest setback in life was relationships that I was in the past. Okay, even down to college when I was taking, economics, all these financial classes that, you really have to listen to understand. I was the top student. I really understood it, and I was fascinated by numbers and by the economy and just marketing and all of that. But, you know, I got into relationships that, you know, teachers pulled me to the side, professors pulled me to the side, and they said, I'm so disappointed. You were my most promising student. What happened to you? And I went from top student to, you know, almost failing. So you have to realize it's okay to have lovers in our lives. It's okay to have friends in our lives. It's okay to have certain situations in our lives. But is it getting in the way of our best self? And sometimes, again, you know, things will be very subtle where it doesn't seem like a person is necessarily doing something wrong towards you, okay? Because when someone's a leech or someone's doing something wrong, it's not always something that you'll feel very heavily in the beginning. It could just be little by little. You know, they do something small here, they do something small there. But your soul is telling you, oh my God, you have to let this go. And that's why it could be tough to let it go, because when small little petty things happen, you look at yourself and you're just like, well, I don't want to look like a jerk for cutting a person off because of something that seems so small. But those small things, they add up, guys. And eventually we get to the point where we just can't take it anymore. And if we had just seen some warning signs, some red flags in the beginning, we could have avoided a lot. And I think it's the same thing, you know, with abusive situations, you know, especially in relationships, if anyone's dealing with a narcissist or anything like that. At first, we want to make excuses for it. That's just, you know, natural human behavior, where it's like, okay, well, this person was really upset with me, but it's probably because they had a bad day. And we just take it a day at a time, and we start making one excuse at a time. Next thing we know, we're, you know, on the floor beaten up a year or two later, and we look back and we're like, holy shit. And we're looking for someone to blame. But the truth is, it was something that we allowed. Once you're self-sufficient, and this is something I spoke about today as well, once you're self-sufficient, once you could choose where you hang out, who you hang out with, who you're, you know, sharing meals with, things like that, you guys have to make better decisions. In regards to success and anything that you want in life, I am a solid and true believer that anything that you keep doing over and over and over again, you know, whatever it is that you're passionate about, you will be successful. Anybody in this world that has not been successful in what it is that they want to do, they quit. Okay? They quit. That's what it comes down to. And, you know, for some people, maybe it's circumstances, you know, beyond what they were able to help. Maybe, you know, accidents or things that happen where, you know, they can't do a certain sports team or things like that. So I know that the universe can get in the way sometimes. But if you're fully able and capable and you decide not to do something because you just feel discouraged, that's on you, and that's something that you have to deal with. Okay? That's why I know there's no doubt in my mind I will be so successful. Okay, that I will have anything I ever wanted. I will have my dream car. I'll have my dream house. I will travel the world because I'm crazy enough to know that I will. Okay? I have that in me where I know that the only way for me to not succeed is to stop, is to quit, is to not work, to get up and say, fuck everybody. That is how I will fail. And that is how anything goes in life, guys. And you really have to take advantage of the fact that the generation that we live in, whether you're a musician or you're, you know, an author or just whatever it is that you're doing, because of the technology we have, because of the internet, because of things like that, we're able to do so much without needing the approval of others. If you want to be a singer, you don't necessarily have to get signed. Make bomb-ass covers, you know, record amazing songs and stay consistent with it. Learn how to market yourself. Learn how to brand yourself. Learn how to make things look clean. Learn how to make things look professional. And if you play the part of professional, if you play the part of I'm experienced and I know what I'm doing, and you speak with a lot of, you know, affirmation in your voice, and you speak with a lot of dignity in your voice, and you speak with a lot of confidence, people will get on board. That is all it takes. Know how to talk, know how to go towards something that you're passionate about without quitting, know how to get what the hell you want. And that's not quitting. So whether it's a person that you guys have to let go of, a job that you have to let go of, just let it go. I know that that was the only thing that was in the way of what you're truly meant to be and what you're truly meant to come into. And again, I know that sometimes things are painful, but sometimes, you know, us colliding with what we're truly meant to do in life comes after a failure. Because again, if something is truly meant for you, you're not going to have to fight so hard to the point where you hate yourself or you forget who you are. Obviously, if you're going, to the Olympics or something, yes, you're going to have to fight hard because there's a lot of competition. But if it's yours and it's something that was truly meant for you, you will have it. Okay? You guys just have to believe that, all right? So Cancer, I think that this is going to be good. It's kind of a continuation of your last reading where, again, you guys were in the process of releasing something, but you're there. Your blessings are there. So just allow yourself to accept it. Allow yourself to not feel guilty for maybe not making other people happy, for maybe not doing what other people made you or, that they want you to do. And when you get to that place, especially in regards to close friends, family, lovers, when you get to that place where you can say, no, I don't care what you think, I'm going to do it anyways. That's what I want for my life. No one will stop you. What's meant for you guys, nobody can take away from you. So if there's something that you truly, truly want in your heart, and you know that it's a passion, and you know that you can succeed, please cut out anyone that doesn't feel that way. Okay, I don't care if it's, your mom. I'm all about family. I'm all about being close to people. But when someone doesn't believe in our dream, you have to just distance yourself for a little bit until you achieve it. And guys, last thing I'll leave you with is always remember that those who are closest to us, especially those we've grown up with, friends, family, maybe people that we've worked with, they've seen our past. They've seen our failures. They've seen things in us where we might not seem credible. If you talk to my brother right now, he will have shit and a half to tell you about me where he'll say, don't even listen to Lissette. If you knew her past, you would think this bitch is crazy. Okay, but that's because he's seen all the bad sides of me. So when people see stuff like that, they see who you used to be. They see what you put out in the world in the past, and then their fear of your failure is kind of deflected onto you. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to succeed. That just means that based on who you were in the past, they might not see you getting past a certain point. But then it's up to you to decide at this moment that you want to be someone else. So that's why sometimes when you guys are going into something new, you have to sometimes move away from people who truly knew you like that, because they can't see beyond a certain point. They're like, no, this person was an asshole in class all the time. There's no way they're going to do that. Little do you know, they are. Okay, so with that said, never sleep on a person. Just because they've been someone in the past doesn't mean they're going to be that person in the future. And I will guarantee that people will get on board. Everyone that you've known closely in the past, they will get on board with your dreams. And that's like with tarot for me. When I started doing it, so many people laughed. They're like, what the hell are you doing? And now they're hitting me up, hey, can I get a reading? Okay, just go with it, flow with it, do what you have to do. So Cancer, I'm really happy for you guys. I think this is a very positive reading despite a lot of the reversals that came out, but it works. It's good reversals that you guys just need to be aware of energies that are holding you back. Okay. Now, in regards to personal reading, guys, please completely hear me out if you want one, so you know exactly what to expect. Now, my website for getting a personal reading is highvibrationswithliz.com. It is in the description below. And when you get to that website, there will be a link that either says services or bookings. You guys can just click it. You see everything that I offer there. Now, the standard wait time right now for any standard readings is anywhere from 3 to 4 full weeks. If you guys can wait that time, perfect. Just know that if anything changes in your reading or you have to update me, just email me. And if anything ever happens where you guys need it rushed out to you, you can always at any time upgrade it to an emergency reading. And with that being said, I do offer emergency readings. So if you guys do have something pressing, just go ahead, get the emergency reading. You'll hear from me within about 2 days. Now, if you get it anytime from Friday to Sunday, please just give me an extra day or two, because I always get very swamped on the weekends and I don't work as much on the weekends, so I'm always playing catch up. On Monday or Tuesday, usually I'm pretty good about it, but I will definitely get it out to you. But if it's anything more than like 3 or 4 days, just shoot me an email, because maybe I just forgot to send it to you. I do that all the time. I record a reading and just forget to send it out to a person. Okay, now other than that, I do have another option called a quick question on my website. So you guys just ask one question. It's $10 per question, and I will record a video just like this one, send it to your email with your answer. And again, it's about a 2-day wait. Also keep in mind what I said about the weekend. Now, when you guys go to book a reading on my website, it will take you to a calendar that will show you days and times. Now, unfortunately, with the website platform that I use, they don't allow me to sell my services without that platform. So I just want you guys to know I do not use it. I do not look at it. It means nothing to me. All right. So if you guys order a standard reading, anywhere from 3 to 4 full weeks, if it is an emergency reading, about 2 days, excluding Sundays. I do take Sundays off, so don't count that when you're waiting. And other than that, I think that's about it. But the last way for you guys to get a hold of me, and a lot of people seem to have been liking this lately, if you guys are iPhone users, I'm on an app called Instant Go. Now, for those of you who have been using it with me in the past, or those that want to use it now, the platform of it has been updated. Okay, so what will happen now is my link is in the description. So once you guys find me and you send me a question, based on how many questions you get, once you ask me whatever you need to ask me, I will send you an invoice. It's $10 per question, and once you guys pay that invoice, then I will go ahead and send the answer right away. Okay, but with that, I usually respond much faster than anything else, because I just don't like getting confused and, you know, did this person pay or did that person pay? So I get those out very quickly, so I don't, you know, get confused with that. But a lot of people, again, guys, do prefer the video questions as well, because I can get just a little bit more detail than I would if I'm, you know, answering a text from you guys, because I'll probably send like 2 or 3 messages that sums up the answer, as opposed to a 3-minute video like this where I'm just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Okay, but if you guys want to see me, you know, definitely get the question on my website. Okay, but you guys have lots of options. If there's any sort of reading that you guys want and I don't offer it, I'm super open-minded. Just shoot me an email, and as long as it's not anything that has to do with like anyone who's deceased or anything like that, you know, any medium stuff, I just don't want to get into it. So anything like that I will turn down. But yeah, I'm open, so definitely hit me up, guys. But is there anything else? I don't think so. I think I covered everything. So Cancer, I love y'all. Stay on track, okay? Take care, guys.